say, how do you get through all this each day? Well, I tell them it's the same thing. There are 3 things you should do every day. Number 1 is laugh and have fun. We need to have fun and enjoy life. Number 2 is to be enthusiastic every day. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, nothing great can be accomplished without enthusiasm. To keep your dreams alive in spite of the problems, whatever you have. Number 3 is to look at life from other people's perspectives. Be open-minded and forgiving. If you can do that in one day, that's a heck of a day. If you can do it in a whole week, you're really up to something special. When I told Carnegie Mellon's president, James Cohen, that I was going to be giving my last lecture, he said, good, I want you to tell everyone that something about having fun, because that's how I'm going to remember you. And I said, well, great, I can do that, but it's kind of like a fish talking about the importance of water. I mean, I don't know how not to have fun. I'm dying and I'm having fun. And I'm going to live the rest of my life every single day having fun, because there's no other way to play it. I came to this realization very early in my life. Remember the Winnie the Pooh characters, Tigger and Eeyore? Everyone has to make a decision. You're either in the Tigger camp, the happy-go-lucky, fun-loving Tigger, or the sad sack Eeyore. Pick a camp. I think it's clear what camp I'm from in that great debate. For our last Halloween, I had great fun. All the kids and I dressed up like the Incredibles. And I had on these fake muscles, cartoon muscles, and I posted it on the website, the picture of the whole family. And I told everyone, despite the chemo, that I still had my superpowers going. I got a lot of fun, smiley responses to that. And I recently went on a scuba diving expedition with some of my friends. We all got together. One friend was from high school, another friend from college, and then another was a professor from the university. None of them knew each other. And we were all aware of the subtext. They had all been friends at various times in my life, and they were banding together to give me this one last final farewell. We formed bonds quickly. It was as if we were all 13-year-olds and we were all Tiggers. And we successfully avoided the I love you dialogue related to my cancer. Instead, we had fun. We reminisced, we horsed around, we made fun of each other. I can't let go of that Tigger. I don't see the upside in being an Eeyore in this life. Too many people go through life complaining about their problems. I've always believed that if you took 1/10 of that energy and used it for something positive and applied it to solving problems, you would have nothing to complain about. I've known some terrific non-complainers in my life. One of them was Sandy Blatt. He was my landlord when I was in graduate school. And he told me a story when he was a young man and he was unpacking boxes down into the cellar. A truck drove up and put it in reverse and hit him, and he fell down into the cellar steps. I asked him, well, how far did you fall? And he said, far enough. He became a quadriplegic for the rest of his life. Sandy had been an incredible athlete, and he was engaged at the time, as I recall. And he told his fiancée, you know, I know you didn't sign up for this. If you want to back out, I understand. You can go in peace. And she did. I met Sandy when he was in his 30s, and he just wowed me with his attitude. He had this incredible, non-whining aura about him. He ended up going to college and getting his license to be a marriage counselor. He got married and he adopted children. And he never spoke of his illness with anything but just matter-of-factly. He told me one time that he was cold and that as a paraplegic you can't shiver. And with that he just said, can you pass me a blanket, please? I think the greatest non-complainer of all time is Jackie Robinson. He's the first African American to play Major League Baseball. And he endured racism that people nowadays don't even understand. He knew that he had to play better and play harder and work harder than any of the white players. And that's what he did. And he vowed never to complain, even when the fans would spit on him. Now, I had a picture of him in my room, and I was surprised that a lot of the students had never heard of him, or they knew very little about him. Many didn't even notice the photo because it was in black and white. And kids nowadays are raised with so many effects and colored TVs that they don't notice a black and white picture. That's too bad. There's not any better role models than Sandy Blatt or Jackie Robinson. And I think they would all tell you that it's a waste of time to complain. It doesn't add anything to your life. What we all need to do is be more enthusiastic. Which leads me to my last point, which is to be open-minded and forgiving. People have always said that and complained about me that I see things in black and white. In fact, one of my colleagues said, well, go see me if you want black and white advice. Okay, I stand guilty as charged, especially when I was younger. I used to say that my crayon box only had black and white in it. I guess that's why I love computer science, because the answers are either yes or no. After I got a little older, though, I appreciated other crayons in the crayon boxes. But I still think that if you run your life with black and white, they'll wear out quickly, more quickly than the more nuanced colors. In any case, whatever color, I love crayons. I'd like everyone now to pick up their crayon that they have in front of them, and I want you to close your eyes, and rub that crayon in front of your fingers and feel the texture, the paper, the wax. Now bring it up to your nose and take a good strong whiff. Is it bringing you right back to childhood like it does me? Smelling it takes me right back to childhood, when I wasn't so stuck in my ways and I was more forgiving of other people's faults. This crayon has inspired me. I keep it in my pocket lots of times, and whenever I feel stuck or whenever I feel like I'm not forgiving, I bring it to my nose and take a big whiff. Breathe it. You'll see. One last thing I want to share with you. Cancer can take away my physical abilities, but it cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, it cannot touch my soul. These things I will carry with me in the afterlife. I thank you all, and God bless you all.